Many Pittsburghers were in Boston for the marathon tonight. We're hearing their stories of panic and chaos. And when we knew Pittsburghers were so close to this major news event, we sent Channel 11's Vince Sims to Boston. He's been able to talk with local people affected and even get very close to the scene. He has more now.
The Boston Marathon, rocked by explosions, caused chaos yesterday. Today, an eerie silence fills that same street.
You started seeing people running and crying, and then you immediately, almost heard the second explosion. You knew right away that this was not, something that had been planned. Kevin
Brosna and Leah Valgartson are from Pittsburgh and work together at Ibicus. They were at different areas when the explosions happened. Kevin had finished the race earlier and was walking back towards the finish line until he got a call from his mother at just the right time.
So I had stopped and talked to her for a couple minutes, and as soon as I hung up the phone and continued walking that way, or when the two explosions had occurred.
Leah was still running until she got a call from her sister, who was near the blast but was okay.
It's obviously panic. Those that I care about. My sister was here cheering me on, and of course Kevin and our boss Eric was here as well. So I didn't know where everyone was. I didn't know if they were okay. It's a bit of an alarm.
They were anxious to get back to Pittsburgh. Other runners came back downtown to see the aftermath of debris and memorials for themselves.
It's hard to put into words. I was fortunate I didn't.
The heavy police and military presence adds to the sense of amazement here. Amazement of what happened and how people responded.
There were many people who unfortunately were affected negatively, and we were blessed to not be. And again, I'll praise those volunteers and the police force and everyone who jumped in immediately and helped.
You started seeing people running and crying, and then you immediately, almost heard the second explosion.
From chaos to calm, the scene of yesterday's explosion is empty and blocked off street today. Soon as news of the story broke, we sent a news crew, including our Vince Sims, to Boston. He has more now on the help local people found in the middle of that mayhem.
Many runners, proudly wearing their jerseys, returned to the scene of the horrific blast to see it for themselves. A makeshift memorial of flowers grows as people try to make sense of it all. Kevin Brosna from Pittsburgh ran in the race. He had finished before the blasts.
We tend to not think things happening like this very often in the United States, and my heart goes out to everybody that has been affected by this, as well as everybody around the world that has to deal with these types of things on a daily basis.
His co-worker and training partner, Leah Valgartson, was still on the course. Being just a couple of miles from the finish line, she had to detour into unfamiliar neighborhoods. She was amazed at people's kindness.
And along the way, I was obviously visibly upset. And a couple of people stopped and were willing to give me their jackets off of their backs and take me in to get me some food.
I saw that same kindness in the hearts of a mother and 9-year-old daughter who came to the area where the bombs went off. And this mother hates the tragedy, but wants her daughter to learn an important life lesson.
Be a better person, to grow up without anger, because this is a build of anger for people who are mad of the world, and they want us to pay for something that we haven't done.
I'm learning that don't be mad. Like, if a friend is mean to you and you really want them to pay, don't pay them back by giving the world something really bad.
Under a lowered flag of sorrow, people here and from Pittsburgh tell me they will do as any runner does and keep moving forward. Will you run other marathons?
Definitely. I was actually going to retire my shoes after this, but after this experience, I'm going to run for all those who can't anymore.